All right, I have been chomping at the bit for this video. Super excited. It's a good one. It has been 3 long but very rewarding years since I decided that I wanted to get my health in order and lose a bunch of weight. Recap, 3 years ago, I was 345 pounds. Now, I was heavier a few years back, so I technically was the highest I ever recorded. I probably was slightly heavier. I think there's a recording of me at 362, but the actual recording that I know of, I was 356 pounds. That being said, I realized that I needed to get my shenanigans in order. I needed to get my health in order. I needed to do something. Now, I had tried to lose weight before, and I've mentioned this before, but I always got ahead of myself. I always got too excited, and then I got let down. Well, I would go to the doctors, normal routine checkup, super excited, super pumped, like, yeah, I lost, 40 pounds, let's go. And then I'd find out I only lost like 10 or 20. And I'd feel defeated, feel like an idiot, and I would try and do something else, and then I just realized it didn't work, and I'd start immediately putting weight back on. And I did that at least 3 separate occasions that I can remember, and it would always end the same way. So for the first year, it was strictly, what kind of foods can I eat? What kind of foods can I not eat? What do I need to start cutting out? What do I need to replace? What do I need to add? That sort of thing. That became the kind of guessing game and playing with this, playing with that, trying this, trying that. Got down within the first year, like over 130 pounds. It was insane. Clothes started fitting that I hadn't worn forever. Clothes that still had tags on them, I was fitting in. It was a wild, wild experience for myself. And I'm a numbers dude, so I went from about a 3X t-shirt, which I probably should have been wearing 3X t-shirts at certain points, down to what I am now in a very comfortable large t-shirt with some room to play with. I'm not really a medium t-shirt. I don't really want to be a medium t-shirt, to be quite honest. It seems a little too small for my frame. And so right now we're sticking pretty at a large, which is another weird thing to say. So I basically dropped 3, 4, probably 4 shirt sizes. Crazy. Pants wise, I was basically hovering around a size 50 waist. And there were times where it was 52, there were times where it was 48, and that was one of those things where it just depended on what kind of pants I bought. It was just weird. And buying big pants was tough. Buying big shirts was tough. And so then I went from that all the way down to now I am a comfortable 32, and I probably don't want to go any lower, and I probably can't go any lower, and I don't really want to go any higher. But I am now a size 32, which is mind-boggling because that was like middle school, early high school waist size for me, which is insane. I learned a lot about what my body, how much weight I actually had. And so then I went from 345 down to 201. And this was like a year and 2 months, year and 3 months in. And I realized that 201 was a little aggressive. I didn't like that so much. That felt kind of forced, and looking at myself next to people, it felt kind of sickly. I didn't like it. And so then it became, well, how do I put on muscle? Because I hadn't really gone to the gym. I had started going to the gym. I've only been going to the gym for the past 2 years now. But I kind of integrated gym life. It was still a learning process. And so then it was, well, how do I keep putting on muscle? So then for the next year, or even not even a year, it was like 7 or 8 months, was how do I add muscle? Well, it kind of got away from me. There was a lot of weddings in between, there were a lot of bachelor weekends in between, hanging out with friends, hanging out with family, holidays, that sort of thing. I thought I was managing okay. I was even, buying new kitchen equipment like the Uni stuff that I've been doing. And it kind of got away from me. I ended up skyrocketing up to about 228, and I had to have a moment and pause and go, whoa, 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 whoa. you're getting a little ahead of yourself. What are you doing? You need to pump the brakes. Obviously, it's going to take a while if you ever gain, 100 plus pounds back, but you need to stop, pay attention. You had your fun. Now it's time to get serious. And so then it became, well, how do I lose that weight again? Well, I slowly started to figure out that my body was slowly adjusting to where I was at now, and it was going to be tough. It wasn't, like I was going to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, because my body wasn't like that anymore. I wasn't going to be able to do things like that anymore. So it took some time, took some playing around, and I've been hovering very comfortably. If I want to cut, I get down to about 216, 215. If I want to stay kind of fit and happy and be able to lift weights, heavy weights comfortably, I sit pretty about 220, 221. And frankly, 220 is a perfect weight for myself. I've kind of always imagined myself being 220, and I'm happy, I'm satisfied. So now it's just working on my fitness, working on continuing to stay healthy, finding new things to try, new things to eat, labeling certain days, aka a holiday day, things like Thanksgiving, Christmas, friends' birthdays, families' birthdays. 1, not overindulging on any of those days. And 2, realizing that it's just that day. Leading up to it, eat really well. After that, eat even better. Sticking to the whole Thanksgiving is 1 day, not 6 days, not 3 days after, not 4 days before. Thanksgiving is on its own day. Keeping to that mindset that there's going to be days where I'm going to want to enjoy myself. But once that day is over, that's it. No more. Now it's time to get back on track. Now it's time to get back in the game and focus on what you've been doing. And it's back to, love my chicken thighs, baked chicken thighs, rice, broccoli, or mixed veggies, whatever. But still having moments where I do things like healthy sliders or healthy pizzas or stuff like that. Still finding different things, even also like desserts, that I can still enjoy, but enjoy in a healthier manner and not an overindulgent manner as well. It's been quite the learning process. I tell you what, it's been weird, it's been wild. It's weird to see people that I haven't seen in a long time, and they go, I thought that was you. I was hoping it was you, but I had to make sure that it was you. For, I'm 31 now, and when I started this, I was 28. For 28 years of my life, I've always been a good-sized dude or a very big dude. And I've never been a healthy, fit human being. It's a weird concept, not only for them, but for me, because now I'm wearing normal clothes, or what I deem normal. And that's not something that I've been able to say for basically my whole life. And it's weird, and it's awesome all at the same time. So now I get to do things that I haven't normally been able to do because I was so big, because I was so out of shape, because everywhere I went, I felt like I was sweating through everything. I was always tired. I was always out of breath. And I just felt like I couldn't be a part of anything. Now, I'm able to work on stuff, consistently do multiple things at the same time, and still have energy. Yeah, I'm obviously tired at the end of the day like everybody else, but to see where I was 3 years ago, to see where I am now, is mind-blowing. Like 3 years ago, I was eating fast food without even thinking about it. I was eating food in my car as I was driving to go eat more food. Like, I was regulars at fast food joints. I was regulars at pizza joints. Like, people started recognizing me and going, oh, I know what you're gonna order today. Because I was a very consistent person. I always ordered the same thing. I knew what I liked and I knew what I wanted, so I was ordering the same thing. Now, I don't even care for fast food. Like, I'll eat it if that's what I'm going to eat. Like, most of the time, the fast food stuff is when I'm hanging out with friends. Occasionally, it's when I'm hanging out with family. But for the most part, I don't seek it. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to smell it. That in itself is a weird concept to say out loud. If I do have that thought in my head, like, man, I could really go for a cheeseburger, I'll make it at home. I'll make a healthier version and be totally satisfied. that is just a weird thing for me to say out loud. There's a lot of weird things for me to say out loud. And food being the biggest one, because food has been such a massive part in my life. It's what I've known, it's what I do, it's what I do for a living. It's just a weird concept to think about where I was to where I am now. And so now, like I said, it's focusing on my fitness, it's focusing on different food ideas to make things interesting, but I've kind of nailed down the food, so now it's what can I fix for my body, what can I make sure that underneath is still functioning the way it needs to function. And it's crazy, but I love it. It's something different. It's something that keeps me honest, keeps me motivated. It's a nice thing to reflect on. I hang on to this picture. Granted, it's a little smudgy, it's an old picture and the ink ain't staying on. But to know that this was basically me 3 years ago is insane. Because 3 years may feel like a long time, but it's really not. Compared to what I used to do and now, it's not a lot, there's not a lot of wiggle room in between that. Like, 3 years ain't that big to 28 years. I'm very proud of what I've done. I'm very proud of where I am now. And to know that there's so much more ahead of me is an awesome feeling, because it's something else for me to focus on. It's a different view on life for me to look forward to. I want to say thank you to all the support that I've had from friends and family. I can't thank you enough. It's been absolutely crazy. It's been absolutely wild, and I am excited to see what the future holds. But there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're new, make sure you hit that sub button, throw a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and as always, peace out, and I will see you guys in the next one.